1, 2, 3, come on.
So, good night and welcome again to another in our series Up for Discussion. Thanks for joining us, and we hope that our discussion tonight will be as exciting for you as it is for us. Before we say what the topic is, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Denzel Harris, otherwise known as Mr. Easy. We have Nadia Mackenzie on, and Mr. Dimitri Satchel. All right. So tonight we want to talk about Cougar and the whole age thing. Well, as it pertains to the woman being older than the male. Got that suggestion from one of our viewers, and that person wanted to hear what we have to say on the matter. So we're going to talk about that tonight.
Is the viewer dating a younger man and trying to satisfy their conscience?
As a matter of fact, I don't think she's dating. I don't think she's dating, you know.
She have her eyes set on somebody.
She said she was. She said she was watching a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the idea, but I'm thinking the only movie that I know with that type of thing is I Still Got Her Groove Back. I don't know.
No, brother.
Know that.
No, yeah, I have not movie.
Well, that one to me, you know.
No, brother.
They said that all.
I have no represents that thing.
Oh.
That what you mentioned though is probably the most popular one.
Okay. All right. Well, and if we want to go first tonight, you know. We want to go first.
You can.
Ladies before gentlemen.
Okay. The whole age gap in a relationship is something that's been happening for a very long time. Mostly with men dating younger women. Sometimes they call it midlife crisis. Sometimes the man trying to feel young. So you'll find like a 70-year-old man dating like a 30-year-old girl and stuff like that. Since night I was looking on the internet and saw Lionel Richie, who is 70, is dating a 30-year-old girl. Nobody will say anything about it. But as soon as a woman decided to date a younger man, people start calling that woman Cougar, calling the man toy boy, and then sometimes addressing the man as if he's nothing, and then calling the man by the woman's name. So like the most famous one I know of was Madonna and her young boyfriend when she came to Jamaica for his, I think it was her 62nd birthday and everything. And the boy that she was dating was 24.
Yeah, I remember
this guy was
there.
I think he was one of her backup dancers.
Oh.
You understand me? But the problem is, the age is not the problem. The problem is the compatibility and the maturity of the person that you're dating. You understand me? So I don't really find the age a problem. For me, I have a limit of how far I will go down the ladder and how far up the ladder I will climb because of preferences. So I keep my limit that way. But from longer, I've always dated men that's younger than me. Not out of like me going and seek younger men, Just always I end up after I end up talking to them, then I find out that these guys are younger than me.
Okay, well, one of the points you made about having like your cutoff point, whether above or below. I guess it's that is it for everybody. You know, some people or most people have a thing in their mind how far up they would go or far down in terms of age. One of the important things though, so if somebody would ask the question if age really matters, I would say in and of itself, no. Or to some extent, let me say, because as I said, there's always a threshold. So above and below, you know, you're not going anywhere there. But along with the age preference, you would want to be looking for certain qualities and so forth. When it comes to maturity, that I think would be a factor for some people. I guess for some people, it doesn't really matter. Depends on what you're looking for. Because if you're looking for like a fling, you know, then
We care about the age,
right? So, because it's not something that you want to last forever or whatever. You're just enjoying yourself, you know. So, but if we're thinking about relationship and something that would last for a lifetime, then age in and of itself, I would not say would be the only factor that would matter. You understand? There are other things that would play a part in that. So that's what I'm saying for now. Sacha?
I have no problem with a person dating as old as they want. The only issue is for dating, like robbing the cradle, so to speak. When you're going below 18, male or female. That's it for me. For me, you're attracted to who you're attracted to. Period.
Okay. Yeah, well, I would agree on that. Going below 18 is
nasty.
not, I wouldn't recommend that.
Below 20.
No, I mean, in general, because if you're, say, 25, you know, I don't think going below 18 would be recommended. And so forth. Like, you know, let's take it from 25 up. Then for, you know, the age that we're discussing, and then if they would go below a certain age. Some I have friends who actually like them young. I mean, as long as they are over 18, you know, them all right.
Nasty.
So, but I don't necessarily share that view per se. There, for me, if there's not that maturity, I keep getting back to that because that is very important to me. Like you have to be able to reason on a certain level, have certain discussions. Because as I say, it's not that if it's a fling, then age kind of really no matter. It's still going to keep it over 18. But
nothing matters in a fling. Nothing matters in a fling. Nothing.
Okay.
I don't even want to know your name if for the better, even for that. The fling. It's a fling. Not even
Yeah,
your name is important.
right. But then, just to be on the safe side, you want to make sure that the person is not below 18,
Yes. But
right? So
I'm gonna look at the
that
person, know
age,
that the person ain't below 18.
no, you can't really know in all cases because you have some 16-year-old who look like them about 20, you know. So just to be on the safe side, if it's a fling, the age would matter in that light, just to make sure so you not got too low. You understand? But other than that, then it wouldn't, nothing else would matter. But for a relationship, as I think there are certain things that are very important. You must be able to communicate um, on each other's level, which would have to be at least at the same level or a little close enough, whatever. So
Probably about.
both, both people can understand each other, but right, a bit above, you understand, but you can't have one being too far up and the other one being too far down, because then you'll be talking over the person's head or he'll be
Okay.
talking over your head. You understand? So and also some people use education as what do I call it now? Like to say that they have something over you and they would want to talk down to you, you know. Some people use status in terms of if you have a doctorate as opposed to a certificate or a bachelor's degree or whatever. Like I would say like different strokes for different folks. But when it comes to age, it would matter if that's not the only thing you're looking at. You understand? If that is not the only thing because if that's the only thing you're looking at, then that would kind of be baseless. You can't base a relationship on just age difference. You understand? But if somebody should ask what is my recommendation, then I don't know, like 10 years either way would be okay, I think. You know, if anything above that is kind of risky in a sense, because then you might not be on each other's level
True.
in any way at all. Because I mean, even your reasoning level or um, certain conversations you wouldn't be able to have with that person because 10 years, a 10-year difference, or let me say a 15-year difference is a big difference, you know. But then what exactly is Cougar? How many years would be classified as Cougar in terms of the male versus the female?
Cougar is such a derogatory word. You understand me?
Is it?
It's such a derogatory word because it's like when a man does it, he's looked on and he's cheered on and all that. When a woman does it, she's looked down on. You understand me? Which it shouldn't be because some men, some younger men are much more mature mentally than older men.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
You understand me? Some older men are like idiots, proper idiots. Some of them can't hold a decent conversation to save their life. Some of them, they don't have nothing to bring to the table. You understand me? So it's a lot of things that you have to look at it, not just like communication wise, but what they're bringing to the table. Because if you
Yeah.
look at it, some older men, they might have been married, they might have been in a long-term relationship, and they come out of this relationship and they're like, I've met guys who in the same age bracket as me, they're like, oh, I don't want a relationship. I was married for such and such a years and I just want to enjoy myself. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
And in just a carry on and a carry on and a go on and a go on and a go on.
Well, I guess it so it boils down to what each person is looking for, because um if I am, whether younger or older, and I am looking for somebody to settle down with, to spend the rest of my life with, and make sure, I'm not into the running up and down thing or whatever, then I would want to be looking for somebody who shares that same view. But if I am not ready to settle, and I am not ready to, say, all right, one woman to my thing, and say, oh, I that everybody else can walk past or whatever, then it wouldn't make no sense I enter something with somebody who has the intention to settle down, you know? So it as I say, you have to be sharing the same sort of goals in a sense, right? Both people have to be on the same page, know what each person wants, and basically willing to work with each other to get to the end goal or whatever.
But that not really determine both age still. You get me? Yeah, as you guys were saying that, all right, I'm in my 30s, and you can
Mm-hmm.
find 20-year-old that is as advanced as me. I'm in my 30s. I can find 60-year-old just as advanced as me, if you get myself. You understand what I mean? So maturity is it's not the term I would use while looking for somebody. Experience and knowledge, you know, and think maturity of a lot more than those require more than those for you to be considered for you to be considered mature. But for me, experience and knowledge, I'm a good any age, but regards to the age differences. You understand what I mean? Because you have old people out there, they don't have no experience or knowledge, so they
Mhm.
have age, but then dumb. You have young people, no experience or knowledge, them young and then dumb. So we just use that classification there. And I really, really by age, not really a difference really, you know. And it boils down to what you say, Mr. Easy, your preference. If me in my 40s, I mean, I want to second most one party and so come work, have my money and such, then most likely I probably got to look for a 20-year-old. Because them have the energy for party and them have the time, most of them. If me know in my 40s and me want to settle down, me I gonna look for age closer to me. Because most of them, not all of them, most of them, most persons my age and up seems to be more focused. Not all, but most. So that's my 2 pence.
Well, good points. One of the things though, when I spoke about maturity, I'm not talking age. It would probably be in the same category as what you said in terms of experience and knowledge.
Oh,
Um,
we know what you're talking of, but because the viewers, most persons where talk about maturity, are associated with that age, which is not completely correct.
Mhm.
Get me? So me not talk myself look work up because of what you say. My talk so that the listeners, the viewers understand the difference. You understand what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, man. So because in truth and in fact, like maturity and age don't necessarily always mesh. And I've seen that time upon time upon time again. You know, men who are older than I am. I'm in my 30s, and I've seen men in their 40s and 50s who is like, I know them not find them age paper, I guess, as my mother would say. you know, yeah. So when it comes to maturity, age is not necessarily a factor there. So that's why I made the point about maturity, because maturity, you'll be definitely looking for something solid, basically, to hold on to. You understand? You don't want something that is you're not sure of, or you don't know where it's going and that type of thing. So as I say, depending on what you're looking for, basically, because if you want something solid, as I just mentioned, then whichever age you find it in, you know, once you're attracted to that person and everything, because most of the times with the age, what I realize is that um it's people's opinion of that couple, basically. It's not necessarily their, because I mean, let's say me and Nadia, we find each other attractive, and we decide, all right, we're going to do this, and we're going for a long-term thing. Then if people on the outside have a problem with it, that's where the problem is. You understand? The problem wouldn't be with me and her, because we would have to sort that out already. You understand? And overcome that hurdle to actually say, all right, we're going to do this. So it's usually people's opinion that always talk about where this term cougar comes in, usually. So, I don't know.
But
So
that's
you're
where
not
maturity comes in. That's where maturity comes in, because, all right, me and you go do this. We can't let the opinion of people, friends, family get into the middle of the relationship. And that's the problem, because a lot of time, women tend to do it a lot. They tend to let the opinions of friends, family get into the middle of their relationship and will break off a good relationship. You understand me? And a lot of time we women don't realize that our family, our girlfriends, they're jealous. They're jealous. You understand me? They're jealous of what you have. So they'll do everything to break it up because they want to see you miserable like them. So that's where maturity would play a big part in it. But at the same time, you people need to come before it starts. You need to say, okay, then, you know what? You have to be honest. You need to put it on the table what you want and what you're looking for in a relationship. Like for me, if I was going to, like for me now, if I'm going to start dating, I'm going to look at someone and say, listen to me, yeah? The next relationship I go into, I'm going into for the longevity. I'm not looking for something that's going to be lasting 2 days or 3 days or 4 days. I'm looking for something that's going to last me for the next 40, 50, 70 years down the line. You understand me? So you have to be honest. You have to be honest with a person. And then you have to look at a lot of things on the back part of it. You understand me? What you expect out of the relationship, what you expect, what both the other person bringing to the table, what you bringing to the table. Because I'm not just going to take up someone that I'm going to have to be forking out. Like, I don't have a problem with cash. I've got a career and everything, and I can stand my own, but I'm not going to be expecting to be footing most of the bills. So then that's the next thing you have to say. There's a lot of things that you have to look at. But most of all, you have to drown out the background noise. If you're gonna make it work, you have to just make up your mind. You're gonna drown out the background noise, and it's just what you and the person in the relationship think and how you guys gonna work it out. You understand me? And most of all, you have to have a very good communication with the person.
Yeah, that's always key. Always key. Sacha, you were about to say something.
um, to all the viewers, to all persons who are listening or watching, emphasis lies on you. If you are going to use a derogative term as being a cougar, just because you find a younger guy attractive and want to go forward, that onus is on you, right? Likewise, males. Because if you speak to the person and that person is attractive to you mentally, physically, then why not? Why not? Don't make society change your life or rule your life and make you unhappy into a relationship that because your person is of close age. Don't make society rule you. You understand what I mean? God, you, then people. Period. That's my 2 cents.
True. Couldn't agree more. Because I mean, even so, some of these points might have came out when we did the one about friends approval. Um, it's what you want. It's what you desire. It's what you find attractive. I mean, people going to always have their opinion, whether the age is close like this or same age, or people going to always have their opinion. But what is it that you want as a person? What is it that you want out of a relationship or out of whatever it is that you are looking for with that person? You understand? If it's a fling, then you go on with your fling. If it's a long-term thing and you see where it can work, then go ahead. It better you try it and it don't work than you don't try it none at all. You understand? Because somebody thinks it need to go work or whatever. Like, what do they know? You understand? Even if they had a relationship with the same person before, it might not be the same because I mean compatibility is different with different individuals. You understand? So my compatibility level with Nadia would be a different one between her and Sasha. It's all about what you want as an individual. So age, it matters if it matters to you. Basically, if it doesn't matter to you, then go ahead, do your thing. You understand? As long as you see what it is that you want, what is it that you are looking for, go for it. That's basically my all that I'm saying about this age thing, age different and whatever.
As to what the great Dave Chappelle said, name your price. That's it. In the beginning of anything that you're going to start, name your price. And you should be good.
What you mean by name your price? You lost me there.
I mean, if you're going into a relationship, as what you were saying, put everything on the table. You understand? I mean, so them know your price, and you find out the other person price. In a sense, where what do they want? You understand? I mean, what I want. Always, if you go by that motto, you should be good in almost every decision you're making in life. But most persons are afraid to name their prices, because they're afraid that, okay, they'll be rejected or, it's not going to work and such. That's why so much relationship break up, because everybody are going to a relationship with a facade.
No, they're going into relationship looking for someone to support them. You understand me? It's not a ship, it's a shit. They're going into this thing looking for someone to support them, someone to that. You see, the culture that people live in nowadays is that they're going into things not because they want a relationship with the person, but what they can get from the person. So most of the time, it's like prostitution on a different level. You understand me? What me can get from Dimitri, what me can get from Denzel. And that's the problem. Most people don't want to build anything. They don't want to work towards anything. So it's like, boy, I can't sleep with Satchel, I can't get a bed from Satchel or a phone from Satchel. I can't get 2 fracker a dinner from Denzel. That's the problem. That's the mentality of people nowadays. So it's hard to find genuineness. It's hard to find realness in anything. And then we live in a microwave society. 30 seconds and you're out.
Yeah, nobody no want to spend the time for build anything anyway.
No. It's like the houses them are out of shooters where the water catch the catch it and the whole of them collapse because them not no steel, not no foundation, not them. That is what's happening with most relationships nowadays. There's no foundation. Nothing.
Yeah.
You understand me? People don't come and people don't get everything and say, okay, I'm laying this. This is what I'm coming. This is what I want. This is where I am. And this is what I'm looking for. Then at the end of the day, if the person can work with it or if they can't, then just be honest and say, you know what? I can't do this or I can't do that. You understand me? And the next thing as well, a lot of these women, they put in things that, oh, I want this, I want that. They give you a whole long list that 3/4 of the time, there ain't even 1 second of the list. You understand me? So that's the next thing.
You know, the older I get is the more I am understanding decisions that other persons make or was making back then, and persons used to rag them about it, but now I understand. First example, doctors. You realize that most doctors marry other doctors. You know how many reasons why they do that? A lot of reasons, you know. And thinking about it now, almost all the reasons make sense, you know. Being this mature now and going through so many experiences, it makes a lot of sense. It's not just people, persons are just looking at, they're at the outside looking in and say, oh, because my doctor, why my doctor? Enough more reasons why they do that. One, the level of communication is very important to a person who is mature.
Yeah.
Get me? Secondly, the fact that what Miss British was saying, sorry for that, what she was saying that persons come with it and open them house once, you know. So a doctor now go marry somebody who is, I mean this in a directive way, but lower than them, because they know the hand are gonna be out because they are at somewhat at the top skill, you know. So automatically, person that asks you, I gotta say, oh, but you're a doctor, so you must pay all the bills and such. You get me?
Yeah.
So I understand them. I do understand them. Apart from the one there with the God complex, we say, oh, I'm a doctor, so I need a doctor beside me. Apart from the one there, you get me?
Him just narcissist.
Yeah, but it ties into one of the points I was making earlier, where you know you need somebody basically on your level, on whether in communication, in everything, like you know your goals and your dreams and aspirations, whatever it is that you want, you basically can share those with somebody who is on your level or at least close enough. You understand? You don't want somebody who is way below your level, and then you have to be stepping down to that level to try and communicate with the person or to drag them along or whatever. Like,
no, darling, not too much work that.
yeah, only for energy.
That's not too much work because most of the time we women will do it, and then and some men do it when they build up this person reach above them, and then that person don't want them anymore. You understand me? Because you're there building that person and you're not building yourself at the same time.
like we spoke about this. I think this was the first broadcast that we did, partnership or property. Like that's kind of the mentality of a lot of men, especially when they help. So they would send this woman through college and university and all the things that she want and whatever. He push her, and then by the time she reach where she thinks she comfortable enough or whatever, and she don't need him anymore, she gone. And then the man them either them mad or them find the woman and them kill her or them whatever, like so people and I would say again what I said in that broadcast. Don't invest where you can't lose. Like, um you're going in to a relationship basically not to get but to give, but at the same time you have to know that look, there is a possibility, not that you want that to happen or whatever, but there is a possibility that this might not work.
It not gonna
And
work.
if it doesn't, no, I mean some of the women stay.
It
Some
a
of them
lie.
stay.
Show me one.
No man.
Show
I
me
might
which
not
one.
know of anybody personally, but me I say one and two of them is maybe,
Me
you
know
know.
of one personally, and she not there with the man. She left the man. She end up there. She have two picnic for the man, and she still left the man.
Yeah. So I don't know. As I say, go back to both people knowing what they are up to and what they want out of the thing. And if both people are honest, it can work. Whether or not, so if me send you go to university and we know say, all right, so this is the plan that we have, and we put it out on the table, we say, all right, this is how we're gonna work it and whatever. Me I go sell back juice and send you go university. If you respect me and rate me and so boy, yo, this man put everything in this for me, you don't need to leave.
But that's what I'm
You
saying to
understand?
you. People, it happens, but then people, when they reach this level of thing, like they reach the point where, like, say for instance, use me, I'll use myself as an example. Me and you together, you help me go university, me get my nursing degree, me come out now, and I'm a nurse. Now me
Mm-hmm.
start work, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And me come and work, and me and work, and me amongst my work friend them, my other nurse friend them. And them I talk
Mm-hmm.
about for them man with them over them yard. Because that's what happened. And that is where the problem start. So them I talk about them man, and you might hear one say they should do with this and money and him drive that car, and the one they say should do with that one, then him drive that car and him live this, so and I saw it go. And that's where the problem start coming, because that woman now start looking down on the person that she's with. You understand me? Instead of saying that, you know what, no, boy, you want to say Denzel send me go back to school and I know me have my degree. Me help Denzel for reach which part me there. No woman
Mm-hmm.
not do that. I mean, I be honest. No
I'm
woman
not
not
gonna say
doing it.
no.
They're not, listen, no woman ain't doing it. And most men, them gone about them business. It ain't happening. It only happening in a movie. And even in the movie, them still gone.
Well,
It not happening.
I guess
Our, our story similar to that. A real story. When I was younger, just started to work, I had this girlfriend in school, not high school, but in college, so to speak, right?
mm-hmm.
When I was younger, very much younger, I always think that a man is to play his parts no matter what, right? In any way you can, play your part. If you're with somebody, advance their life, either mentally, physically, or spiritually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I believe from in my teenage years. So this girl was going to university and she wasn't rich. So we got involved and we got somewhat serious and said, all right then, start your partner. and such. So every time, like when school feed you, she has something to look forward to, right? And that time I was young, so it's not like I had something to. I didn't have the responsibility. Let's say that, right?
Yeah.
I'm never mind that we were going for long term, right? And even so, I was playing my part, right? But fast forward, in a year come, in the school term come, graduate, have fun and such. But fast forward again, get a job, start work, first paycheck. I'm very observant, and I see things that are not to be seen. So all right, cool. I saw like a difference in behavior, cool. No bother with that. Secondly, start go with our work friends. Cool. Okay. All right. Then distance start happening because we didn't live together, you know. So no, the calling gets in touch. I said, all right, I'm cool. It hurt me, but we just rally back. You get me? Time pass, fast forward again, time pass, disappear. You know, she have foreign. So time pass again, she have a child. Time pass again, yeah, she have a next child. Time pass again, this person texts me through Facebook and say, hey, what's up? So I'm good now. You understand me? The time I'm with my family now, right?
Yeah.
Cause then my boss and in the streets, you get me? I work up in the streets. You understand me? Not me like this now. And long and short of it, she tell me her story now about her, she married, they're foreign two people and son, and her life is a living hell. I smiled to myself and said, I
You
could
never know,
have
say
made
karma is a bitch.
I smiled to myself and said to myself that if you were with me, you would be where I was right now. You understand? I had a vision, you know.
Yeah.
It was a long-term vision and it will be slow, but I where I'm at right now, finish yet. And then so you know, you
Yeah,
understand what I
man.
mean? But
Mm-hmm.
nobody you said before, nobody don't want long-term thing, nobody don't want work feed the long-term thing. But just want to go into a long-term thing.
Nobody no want
You
build
understand?
nothing. Them want see the house and move in it. You understand me?
Yeah.
Them want go and them want see the big house on the hill and the 4 car in the garage and them just walk in and benefit everything from this. So you understand me? And that's people nowadays. And that's the nobody want to build anything from scratch. Nobody no want to say Denzel's Semai Anya, you put your one beside me. I make the Tory clap. Nobody don't want that. And
Nope.
that's where there's a lot of problem coming in life and in relationship. And it's the same thing with that with the older woman dating the younger men. Sometimes it can be successful if you lay everything on the table. It can be successful because, all right, this lady died the other day. Yeah, she named Barbara Windsor. She died. She was 80 something. Her husband is 20 years her junior, and they've been married for a very long time. And she died from dementia. And that man never looked anywhere. Better yet, you know the French president. You know his wife
I
was his
remember that.
teacher.
Wow.
You know his wife was his primary school teacher.
Okay, that's interesting.
And he looked at her and told her that he was going to marry her.
Wow.
There's a very
Well,
serious age gap between Emmanuel Macron and his wife. And he loves his wife today. He loves his wife.
it boils right back down to the fact that it's not necessarily about the age, it's about what both persons want out of the relationship or the coming together. You understand? If it is a fling, as I said before, and both of you are in agreement with that, then go ahead. If it's a long-term thing and both of you put your cards on the table and start this reason it out and see where it can work, then go for it. That's just the bottom line. All right.
Well, it's just that people need to be honest. People need to come to the table and they need to talk what they want. They need to talk what they're looking for in a relationship. And people need to be able to like discuss it, drown out the noise, drown out the background noise, drown out the friend, the family, and whosoever that's gonna try and break this relationship. And if they can do that and then work on the relationship, it's not just about 2 days, it's something that you need to constantly work on, constantly enjoy. It can work. You understand me? The age gap, the older woman, younger man, it can work as long as the two of them come to an understanding and know what they want. It can work. And a lot of time it does work and they're very successful. But I say people need to be honest.
Mhm.
That's my 2 cents.
All right. So that was a very good discussion. Hope everybody, all our viewers and subscribers, enjoyed it and understood and got everything that we were trying to say. Um, and just in your specific situation, know what it is that you want and know, where you're going and all of that. So until next time, just want to remind everybody to like and to subscribe and to leave a comment down below, and we will definitely interact with you. All right. So until next time, take good care of yourself.